Imagine a missile so fast it can travel at 5 times the speed of sound, so quick that by the time it's detected, it's already too late to stop. That's the terrifying reality of hypersonic weapons. Russia has fired them in Ukraine. China has tested them in the Pacific. And the US is racing to catch up. These weapons don't just fly fast. They maneuver unpredictably, slipping past radar, weaving through defenses, and leaving even the most advanced anti-missile systems struggling to respond. Here's the question NATO has to face. If a hypersonic missile was launched tomorrow at a European city or a US carrier group, could it be stopped, or would it be unstoppable? Before we dive deep into NATO's defenses, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, because today we're exposing one of the most urgent threats to global security: the rise of hypersonic warfare. Hypersonic missiles are often called the game changers of modern warfare. But what exactly makes them so dangerous? Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, which follow a predictable arc through the atmosphere, hypersonic weapons can maneuver mid-flight at incredible speeds, flying low, hugging the atmosphere, and weaving past defenses. This makes them not just fast, but unpredictable. There are 2 main types: hypersonic glide vehicles, HGVs launched on rockets. They detach and then glide toward their target at blistering speeds while constantly shifting direction. Hypersonic cruise missiles powered by advanced engines called scramjets. They can skim the atmosphere like a jet, invisible to most early warning radars. Russia claims its Kinzhal missile can reach Mach 10. China has tested its mysterious DF-17, designed to bypass US defenses in the Pacific. And NATO allies, from the US to the UK, are scrambling to field their own versions. The real danger? At hypersonic speed, a missile launched from Russia could hit London or Berlin in under 10 minutes. For a US carrier in the Pacific, warning time might shrink to just a few minutes, barely enough to react, let alone defend. This is why military planners call hypersonics the ultimate first strike weapon, a tool that could cripple defenses before a war even begins. NATO's missile defense systems were built for a different era, designed to stop ballistic missiles that fly in predictable arcs. Against hypersonics, those defenses look dangerously outdated. Take the Aegis combat system, deployed on US and allied warships. It's highly effective at tracking and intercepting ballistic missiles. But hypersonics fly too low, too fast, and change course mid-flight, slipping through radar coverage like ghosts. Then there's the THAAD system, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. It's one of the best tools NATO has for intercepting incoming threats. But again, it was built for ballistic trajectories. Against a hypersonic glide vehicle darting and weaving at Mach 7, the odds drop dramatically. Even Europe's ground-based radars face the same problem. Hypersonic weapons don't give defenders the luxury of time. Instead of 15 to 20 minutes of warning, NATO commanders might get just a few minutes, barely enough to detect, decide, and act. That's why many experts warn that, right now, NATO has no reliable shield against a full-scale hypersonic strike. The alliance can track them, yes, but stopping them in real combat? That's still a question mark. And that's what makes hypersonic weapons so destabilizing. They threaten to undermine the entire concept of deterrence. NATO isn't sitting still. Across the alliance, billions are being poured into programs aimed at neutralizing the hypersonic threat. The US is leading the charge with projects like the Glide Phase Interceptor, GPI, a next-generation missile designed specifically to catch hypersonic glide vehicles in mid-flight. Think of it as an arrow meant to hit another arrow at 5 times the speed of sound. Europe, too, is investing. France, Germany, and Italy are collaborating on advanced radar systems capable of tracking ultra-fast, low-flying threats. The UK is developing Dragonfire, a laser weapon designed to fry incoming missiles out of the sky at the speed of light, cheap, fast, and nearly impossible to outrun. Beyond weapons, NATO is also turning to space. New constellations of satellites, armed with infrared sensors, can spot hypersonic missiles the moment they're launched. The goal? To rebuild that precious warning time lost against these weapons. But here's the challenge. Developing these defenses takes years, while Russia and China are already fielding hypersonics today. It's a race against time, and right now, NATO is running a step behind. The question is, Will these new systems be ready before a crisis erupts? The rise of hypersonic missiles doesn't just change warfare, it reshapes global security. For decades, the balance of power was built on deterrence. Each side knew that launching a strike would invite devastating retaliation. But hypersonics threaten to tilt that balance. Imagine this. A hypersonic barrage could knock out NATO command centers, air bases, or even nuclear silos before leaders had time to react. That raises the terrifying risk of a **use it or lose it** mentality, where nations feel pressured to strike first, fearing they won't get a second chance. Then there's the arms race. Russia flaunts its Kinzhal and Avangard systems. China parades its DF-17 in military shows. And NATO scrambles to build defenses. Each new development triggers another response, fueling a cycle with no clear end. There's also the danger of miscalculation. If radars pick up a fast-moving object, how do commanders know if it's a test or the start of a war? In the minutes or seconds, they have to decide one mistake could trigger a full-scale conflict. That's why many experts warn hypersonics are not just another weapon. They are a destabilizing force that makes the world more dangerous, less predictable, and closer to accidental escalation than at any time since the Cold War. So here's the ultimate question. Can NATO really defend against hypersonic missiles? Right now, the answer is not reliably. Russia and China have operational systems, while NATO's defenses are still catching up. For the next few years, hypersonics will remain a weapon that tilts the battlefield in favor of the attacker. But that doesn't mean the alliance is helpless. NATO has the resources, the technology, and the global network to adapt. From space-based tracking to next-generation interceptors and directed energy weapons, the race is on to build a shield strong enough to counter this new threat. The truth is, hypersonics are less about winning wars and more about shaping them. They're designed to intimidate, to deter, to force NATO into a defensive posture. But if history has proven anything, it's that when challenged, NATO innovates and often turns the tide. The stakes couldn't be higher. The question isn't just whether NATO can stop a hypersonic missile. It's whether it can prevent a world where these weapons make conflict inevitable. Backhand index pointing right. If you want to stay ahead on the technologies shaping the future of war, hit subscribe, smash that like button, and join us as we uncover the weapons, strategies, and secrets driving tomorrow's battles. Because in the age of hypersonics, the countdown to impact has already begun.